Hello friends, welcome back. So today we are discussing about solution of state equation for unforced system. So if we quickly recap what discussion we had in state space analysis. We started with the basic information that why we require state space analysis, what are the benefits of state space analysis, and the problems we are facing when we use transfer function method. We also consider it as the limitations. So instead of that, when we switch to the state space method, or we can say the modern control approach, we get the solution for all the problems or all the limitations we are facing in the transfer function method. Like it can be applied to LTI system or the CISO system, and you can overcome all these difficulties. Now, after that, we discussed about how we represent the system with the help of state space, so that we had one electrical system as well as mechanical system, and we converted them in terms of a state model, right, in ABCD matrix. And after that, in the last session, we discussed about how we can convert the given state model in the transfer function. So we are neglecting the initial condition, and then we are again converting the state space model into a transfer function. So this many things we are clear, and now we are moving ahead. So here, first of all, we are already familiar with this block diagram and these equations that we represent the system with the help of state variable equation. X dot is equals to ax of t plus b u of t, y is equals to c x of t plus d u of t. U stands for number, U stands for input, and M stands for number of input. Y is my system output, and P stands for number of output, and x1, x2 up to xn are my state variables. Okay. And if we go in the detail, that matrix A is a state matrix and its dimension is n cross n. B is input matrix, dimension is n cross m. C is output matrix, dimension is p cross n. And D is direct transmission matrix, its dimension is p cross m. Okay. Now after discussing or after understanding this fundamental, now we are moving ahead. Now we do that my system. Now we first of all consider that the state equations for unforced system. Unforced system means my input is zero. So input zero means in my state variable equation, x dot is equals to ax of t plus b u of t. U of t will be zero. So my resultant equation will be x dot is equals to ax of t plus b into zero. Now if I take Laplace transform on both the sides, what I need is I need its solution. Solution means I need x of t from this equation, right? I want x of t, that is my primary objective. So to find x of t, I will solve this equation. First of all, I will take Laplace transform. So if I take Laplace transform, we are familiar that it will be s into x of s minus x of 0. So here you can see s into x of s minus x of 0 equals to a into x of s. Here one thing we have to understand that we are not neglecting initial condition, and because of that I have written this x of 0. Okay, so this term, when we neglect initial condition, we take Laplace of x dot as s x of s, but here I am writing s x of s minus x of 0 because they are also writing initial condition here. Now if you just simplify this, I want to take x of s common. So if I want to take x of s common, I'll have to take this term in the left side and x of 0 on the right side. So it will be si minus a into x of s equals to x of 0, where I stands for identity matrix according to as per the dimension of matrix A. Okay, now what I will do, I will multiply on the both sides with the help of Si minus A inverse. So if I multiply, what will be the equation for x of s? X of s will be Si minus A inverse into x of 0. Okay. Now I will be taking inverse Laplace on both the sides, because what I require is I require x of t, and I am here getting x of s. So my solution of the equation is x of t. So again I will take the inverse Laplace. So when I will take inverse Laplace, the Laplace inverse of x of s equals to Laplace inverse of Si minus A inverse into x of 0. Okay. So here Si minus A inverse Laplace means Laplace inverse Si minus A inverse I will be considering as phi of t into x of 0 equals to Laplace inverse of x of s will be x of t. Okay. Now what is phi of t? Phi of t is called state transition matrix. Okay. As per the name suggests, state transition means it will be the relation for transition of states, right? So it is basically Laplace inverse of Si minus A inverse. And if I understood it in detail, then it is nothing but state transition matrix is a matrix whose product with the state vector x at an initial time t0 gives x at a later time. Means if I understand it in a very easy way, then what it means is that if I already have x of 0, these are the states at t equals to t0, and if I'm known to the state transition matrix, then I can calculate the future states, right? So or I can say that the states of the later time that I can calculate using this relationship. So calculation of state transition matrix is very important, and in the next slide we will be discussing how to find state transition matrix, and we'll solve some problems. Okay, so this was the understanding for state transition matrix, and this is the relationship for future state with the state transition matrix. So future state is equal to state transition matrix phi of t into initial state at x of 0. Okay, now let's solve a problem. Okay, so here my matrix A is 0, 1, minus 2, minus 3, and I have to find the state transition matrix for given system. Okay, so what I need is I need Laplace inverse of Si minus A inverse, because it is a straight transition matrix. So first of all I will find Si minus A. So I can find Si minus A like this: S into 1, 0, 0, 1 minus A. So if I simplify, it will be S minus 1, 2 and S plus 3. Now what is Si minus A inverse? Adjoint of Si minus A upon determinant of Si minus A. So if I just find out adjoint of 2 cross 2 matrix, will be S plus 3 S, and here you will change the sign, so it will be plus 1 and minus 2. So if you just simplify, at the end you will have this kind of Si minus A inverse. Now what you want to find is Laplace inverse of Si minus A inverse. So you need to take Laplace inverse of each and every term. Here you need to write Laplace inverse of each and every term. Okay, now we already have solved this kind of problems in mathematics, right? In Laplace inverse, we need to do, we need to find here partial fraction. So here you'll have to do you have to find the factors. So here will be s plus 2, s plus 1, and you will be finding the partial fraction for each and every term. So after that, my simplification will be like this: 2 upon s plus 1 minus 1 upon s plus 2. This is for first term, and similarly I'll get the remaining term. So you will have this kind of a simplification for given system, right? So after that, I can straight up apply the equation of Laplace transform. It is a very easy problem, right? Laplace inverse of 1 upon s plus a will be e raised to minus at. So from that relationship, I can straight away write here that my result will be 2 into e raised to minus t minus e raised to minus 2t, e raised to minus t minus e raised to minus 2t, 2 e raised to minus t minus 2 e raised to minus 2t, and minus e raised to minus t minus 2 into e raised to minus 2t. So from this I have calculated phi of t. So this is my state transition matrix, right? It's a very important to find the future state, right? If I have known state at t equals to t0 initial time. Okay, so this was first problem. We are moving towards second problem, right? Similar kind of a problem. So here our matrix is 1, 2, minus 2, 1, and find state transition matrix phi of t. Again we'll do the same method, right? But here I have taken this problem because we will have to apply Laplace inverse equations are different, right? So you may have answer in terms of cosine as well. So here, if I just simplify this, it is 1 upon s minus 1 whole square plus 4. And if I just multiply it inside and then I find Laplace inverse, then my state transition matrix will be cos 2t, sin 2t, minus sin 2t, and cos 2t, right? So this is the state transition matrix. So in this way you can calculate phi of t. Okay, next. Okay friends, so now I am giving you two problems for practice. The first problem, in which I have 2 cross 2 matrix, right? Here I have given matrix A and B, but you don't need to worry about matrix B because we are only interested in matrix A when we find state transition matrix. So you will use this matrix A, right, from both the problems 1 and 2, and you will be finding state transition matrix as we have done in previous two problems. Okay, and the answers you will be writing in the comment section, right? And those state transition matrix you can straight away write in the comment section. Okay. So thanks for watching, and now we have done uh, almost all important concepts of state transition matrix, right? And now we need to practice more problems. So you can go through the reference book and find additional problems on the same topic, and then you can